How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Thursday webinar. My name is Jacob Royall. I'm going to be hosting. We got a few more minutes left in the market, in the regular market hours. How's everybody doing on this Friday? It's not Friday yet. Oh my goodness gracious. On this Thursday, I am pouring an energy drink. But energy drinks, I heard, are actually really good for you as long as you mix them with LaCroix, or as I like to call it, LaCroix, just to annoy people. You know, that's actually pronounced LaCroix. Like, is it? Well, I pronounce it LaCroix, just to make you agitated because I think it's fun. Does anybody else drink LaCroix? Does anybody else drink energy drinks? Hey, Mike, what's up, Greg? Oh, man, yeah, Dorian, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Floyd, Greg, James, Double James, Jerry, Joe, Juan, Chris, Mark, Mike again. Two Mikes. Richard, how's it going? Sean, Susan, good to see you. Tim, William. Nice. It's a good crew today. 24 people. Bet you'll end up having over 30. Wow, look at this audience participation. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to do with myself. Wow. Yeah, no energy. Mike does not drink energy drinks. He says he would be unbearable. Well, I'd be willing to try to bear it. I like getting people hopped up on caffeine and seeing what happens. I was that kid. I was that teenager who's like, here, man, yeah, try this. Try this. I want to see. Because, like, I would just, like, yeah, I was kind of that guy. I'm kind of like that with trading. Hey, try this. Try this. It's really good. Yeah, check it out. Let me know. Report back to me. It's what happens. Check this out, actually. I was able to redact some stuff here. Speaking of, oh, like, check this out. Oh, you're not opening in the right screen. I think I redacted it. Yes. Hey, Jake, I'm an existing BTTF customer, but just wanted to let you know I've had much better luck with the software since I started using your strategy, using 1 minute NQ. Thanks so much. Just had to send this one to you. I didn't even ask for this. I love getting emails like this. It's stinking awesome. What else? Just pick a short one. Or the short one. I don't even know what I just picked, but I redacted them. Hey, Jake, wanted to thank you for the training session. While one never knows how these kinds of things will go, your knowledge and methodology really brought much more clarity to and better understanding of the Back to the Future trading tools. Having said that, what really resonated me with your presentation approach, you have an easygoing, interactive style that makes the session both educational and enjoyable at the same time, which isn't easy to accomplish when teaching and instructing. Lastly, I want to thank you for being more concerned about making sure everything you felt was important and necessary to cover was covered, rather than the clock. Please feel free to share my thoughts. Oh, look, he even said, feel free to share my thoughts. I've come a long way since that pusher teenager kid who wanted to get his friends HIGH on caffeine. Yeah, caffeine. That's it. Wow, that's how this webinar is starting out. I'm taking this trade. I can't concentrate, and I just get rid of it. I gotta listen to my trade music for a second. Oh yeah. Too bad you guys can't hear. Oh, maybe you can. That's what I hear every time that I have a closed position. It's a different song for a stop loss. Okay, what are we doing? Let's do things. Let's do things like charts and stuff. Let's not do the slideshow today. Just kidding. I have to do the slideshow. Do I? Is Michael watching? I don't see him in the list. I don't think he actually watches the YouTube videos. That would take a lot of time. I yap for a while. Usually these things go like 2 hours. We'll see how much energy I have today here. For 1 second, I have to clear my throat and nobody wants to hear that. 1 second. Wow, that was intense. Okay. All right. So how about NASDAQ 1 minute? Let's look at the NASDAQ 1 minute. How many people here, okay, who has not, out of everybody here, there's a lot of people here today, who has not seen the strategy that I use exemplified in one of the previous webinars or had a one-on-one with me? Who doesn't know what I'm about to do? Anybody? Because I'm fixing on just blowing right through it and not even instructing on how the strategy works, because you can go watch it on one of 5, 7, 8 webinars that I've done. Anybody? Oh, Randall, question mark. Sorry, Randall, you're S out of luck. Just kidding. Okay, there's 2 people. Oh, it needs more details. Okay, fine. I'm gonna take a couple deep breaths because trading is stressful. Does anybody else feel that? Oh man, I belong to this men's group, and I'm in California. I belong to a men's group, and we sit around and we basically talk about feelings once every 2 weeks. I'm the dude who feels apparently more than most men that I've come across, and I know that from experience, like actually talking to men. So, and then I'll have the guys in my men's group be like, "Oh, Jake, yeah, you really have a full emotional experience, and like that's quite the blessing." I'm like, "Don't tell me that's a blessing." I was like, that's how I was born. I can't. Sometimes I wish I had zero feelings. I can't control when how I'm gonna act. Well, I can control how I'm gonna act, but I can't control the emotions, the tides of emotions that come during trading. Like they just come. I just have to grin and bear. But yeah, I wonder what it would be like to be a person that doesn't feel things as intensely as I do. I think it would be a blessing. But then again, if I was that person, I would maybe think it would be a blessing to feel a little bit more. No, Mike, don't you ever blame my precious energy drinks. It can't possibly be. No, I was like that since I was a kid. I was I'm still kind of the intense kid. 44 years old, still the intense kid. Okay, what are we doing? How about let's get rid of this for a second so I don't have to look at it. Back off the caffeine. Why does everybody want to blame my poor caffeine? No, I was like, ever since I was a baby. I was born in a cabin in Maine, and I can't believe I'm telling everybody this. The doctor who showed up to deliver me was a home birth, born in a cabin in Maine. My dad called him. This is how the story goes. My dad called the doctor. This is 1978. And the doctor, somehow he got a hold of the doctor, obviously way before cell phones. The doctor was at a cocktail party with his nurse, and he picks up the phone, and he's talking to my dad, and he's like, my dad's name's Mark. Mark, I'm kind of intoxicated at the moment. Hopefully your wife will just be in labor for a while, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I'm pretty lubed up here. And anyway, I don't know, there was some words exchanged between my dad and the doctor drove to the cabin through the back roads of woods and everything, managed to get there to the cabin, and my mom was in labor for like another 7 hours or something. So the doctor passed out. It was nighttime when he got there, passed out face down on the floor, and then woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, a little hungover, and maybe he was still a little drunk, and delivered me. So that's how I came into the world. Maybe that has something to do with it. Okay, well, I wasn't drinking caffeine when I was a baby. Where's the chart? There it is. Oh yeah, I had the swing stuff on. Oh yeah, this is a chart that I was using. Let's go right into it and then do the slideshow. Let's do this. Let's get rid of these. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. I should have just stayed in that trade. Look at this at the end of the day. Look at this dump. Whatever. I was still a good trade. Oh my goodness. Seriously? Let me get rid of the, well, first let me show everybody the settings. Oops. Swing 8, calendar day 7, 14. And if we do go into patterns, I'm using a swing pattern. 4-5 as a 4, 6-7 as a 5. We're not using 6-7s. And then the other most important setting is the volatility stop. Offset ATR multiple is 1.5 and the ATR period is 7. So there's your settings. Now let's, oops, I meant to do, sorry, one sec. Show signal dots only. How's your trading week so far, everybody? Greg, yeah, welcome. Seen 20 of the webinars, just the first time joiner. It was today. Oh, seen them on YouTube, I'm assuming. Okay, all right. Oh, here's a perfect example. I'm not going to bother going. Do we really need to see a long? If I show you a short, can't everybody just figure out what a long is going to look like? It's no different. So let me just show you a short here. So wait, who doesn't have any idea what the blue dots mean? Blue dots mean down, white dot means up. Got that? Okay. And what this software does, this is TachEon TimeWarp, Back to the Future's flagship trading software. And what the software does is it looks back in the historical data provided by our wonderful NinjaTrader platform and your data feed provider, whoever that might be. Looks back in the historical data and looks for swing points, swing highs, swing lows, turn points in the market, or windows in time when the price went from high to low or low to high. And if the averages of those swings overlap enough, then the software plots out into the future a time in which that may occur again, where there's a higher probability of the price doing that either increase or decrease once again in the future. So as we can see, let me just put a line in the sand here because this is the trade I want to go over. As we can see out here into the future, we have a long selling window from 412 on the 1 minute chart, from 412 to 454. At 454, the price is forecast to go up. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to, just like when the weatherman says it's going to rain, that doesn't mean it's going to. It could sprinkle or it could not rain at all, but there's a higher probability of one thing happening over another, and that's our edge, right? Oh yeah, that's a lot of caffeine. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, so let's see, the next signal is at 6:13, and that means the price is forecast to go down. And out here in the future, we can see days out actually into advance if we wanted to. It seems crazy. It's not woo-woo. It's just science, really. It's I guess you could call it science. I mean, it's an algorithm, 12,000 lines of code, and it's TachEon TimeWarp software that goes back into the historical data and it finds statistical anomalies and then the averages of those, and then extrapolates the times in which those events occurred out into the future. So this software has helped me more than, and Back to the Future trading in general has helped me more than anything else that I've ever invested in software-wise. Trading period, full stop, more than anything else. Probably more than anything else, everything else combined. Not even probably, absolutely, definitely. So if the forecast is, let's pretend for a second that we don't know what's going to happen here at 240. The forecast is that the price will start moving down at 2:40 p.m. All these times are East Coast times, by the way. So this is, oops, I keep doing that. This is Shift F1. This is a window in time, a selling time from 2:08 to 2:24, and then from 2:24 to 2:40 is a buying time. And it just goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It oscillates from buying to selling to buying to selling. You're never going to have a buy or a sell unless you're using patterns, which we may or may not get into today. Oh, I never took that deep breath. Okay, ready, everybody? Everybody in? Okay, trading's over. I'm gonna do one more. Okay. Buying, selling, selling, buying, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. At 240. Let's zoom in a little bit. So the strategy that I teach on these webinars is a 3-position strategy. And there's basically 3 criteria on how we get into a trade. The first criteria is it a selling window or a buying window? Well, now we're in a selling window. So we're only allowed to short in a selling window. The selling window starts here. So we could do something like this if we wanted to. So we have another selling window here. The next criteria is we need the HMA. This is a 21 period HMA, and the color changing that comes with the software. So the software, the TachEon TimeWarp software, when you buy it, comes with this HMA color changing dealio here, which is really sweet. So we need a blue dot. Price is we're allowed to short. We need a blue HMA. It doesn't really matter if it closes above or below it. We just need it to be blue. And then the third criteria is a close below this line. This line is called the open price line, or the OPL. This line here, this is called the dot price line. This is set at 1.5 times the ATR, the average true range of the last 7 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's that. We're not going to get into why that's significant for this strategy just yet, but that's why that dot is as far away from the open price line or the open close of the candle here. Okay, so 3 criteria: blue HMA, short; blue selling dot, short; close below open price line, short. So we really just need 3 blue things: a blue HMA, a blue dot, and a close below a blue open price line. We do not get it here on this candle. So what I'm looking for is a confirmation that the price is going to be going down here. And I like to think of these open price lines as balance points, like a judgment scale in the market, the time judgment. Still no, still no, still no. Bam, there we go. So this would be our entry candle. This is our candle of significance. 21 period HMA is blue. We're in a blue dot selling window. When we have a blue candle, obviously it should be, well, it's not always going to be a blue candle or a selling candle. It could gap down or something. It could be a white candle, but we try to stay away from those. Anyway, blue, blue, blue. And the distance that this candle travels, that's gonna create our stop loss, our target 1, our target 2. So we have all 3 criteria for entry. We're going to enter at the close of this candle, and that's here. We're going to enter with a market, or you can drag a limit order into when the timer counts down. I highly recommend anybody who does not have a bar timer, add bar timer to your chart. It'll show up down here. There's another one that you can search for in the NinjaTrader forum called the Agris bar timer. highly, highly recommend at least having just a regular bar timer on. It comes with NinjaTrader free of charge. So 3, 2, 1, entry. Enter 3 positions. And all I'm doing, this is a Fibonacci tool that I just turned into a risk reward tool. So I click here at the close of this candle, so our order is working. And then all I'm doing is I'm just staring, once I click here, I'm just staring at the wick. This is a tiny little wick here, staring at that wick, and I'm just dragging the stop loss to that wick. And what that does is it gives us our stop. So 3 stops, 3 position entry. Down here's our target 1. Down here's our target 2. And somewhere over the rainbow is our runner position. So 3 position entry, target 1, target 2, and our runner down here. And you can enter that with a very simple ATM strategy. It's really easy to do. Okay, so so let me get the 3 stops. We'll get some pretend stops here. I'm not going to do a long, I'm just going to do a short, and I'm just going to assume that everybody's smart enough to know what a long would look like. So we're going to put our stops 10 to 15 ticks away from the wick. Oops, if I can get him. Come here. So we'll put them a little bit farther away than the actual wick. And as soon as our target 1 is hit, so here's our target 1, here's our target 2. I'm gonna change the color on these actually real quick. Okay. Okay. As soon as our target 1 is hit, we're gonna move the remaining stops to break even. So we just hit target 1. So that means we don't obviously have that stop. So we have 2 stops left. Those 2 stops move to break even. So we've hit target 1, 54 ticks, and now we're shooting for target 2. There it is. I'm just going to drag this over. There's target 2. So that's gone. That means this other stop is gone. And then we're just going to hold that runner position until the next dot. And that's at 2:55. This is when our buying window starts here. Does that make sense? So the final position would be closed here at 2:55. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Candle closes. Exit. And if neither target 1 or 2 were not hit, we close all 3 positions at the next dot, close of the next dot signal candle. No questions asked. Okay. All right. I'm just going to check questions. No, Richard, these are East Coast times. I switched all my stuff to East Coast. Should be East Coast. Because it seems like more people are on the East Coast, so I switched my whole computer to East Coast time for you, for the peeps. Okay. Does everybody get that? Okay. So that we can imagine what a long would look like, right? So let me just show you, there's only one other setup that we have to deal with. Let me see if I can find one. That's called a stop puncture. And then this line here, this dot price line is going to come into practice. Here's one that doesn't work. Here's one that doesn't work. I want to find one that works. Here's one that works. Okay, so let me just drag, hold on a second, one sec. I'm gonna drag one of these green puppies over here. There you go. Okay, buy window. Tiny little buy window. Look at this buy window right here. One candle, 9:30 a.m. Exit 9:31. Sell window. Sell window. One might ask, this is a selling window and the price went completely in the opposite direction. Yeah, sometimes that happens. And if it does, we have a protocol for that. And that's called a stop puncture. I'm just finishing up the colors here for everybody. Doesn't know. And then another selling window, and then another buying window. There we go. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Okay, so at 9:31, we can obviously see that the price completely goes in the opposite direction. Good thing we didn't enter a short. Why didn't we enter a short? Well, the HMA is white. We're in a short window. Okay, that's one of the three colors, but our HMA is white and we didn't get a close below the open price line to short. So once this candle closes here, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna get ready for a long then. And all we need for a long in a short window, the only way that we're allowed to take a long in a short window is if we get a puncture and a close above this dot price line. And we're just going to treat the trade the exact same way as we did previously as far as the stops and targets, except we're going to use the dot price line instead of the open price line. So Michael would say this is a selling time that has been historically a selling time at 9:31 over the last 7/14 days and a swing 8 as far as the indicator settings are concerned. But because basically the banks just didn't show up for this one. They're like, oh, we're just gonna let the retail traders, some other institutions push the price up. We're not gonna play in this one. And in that case, we're just gonna wait for a candle to close above the price line here, the dot price line, and then we're gonna long actually. So we would enter at the close of this candle, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3 positions, same exact. So we had that close above and puncture of the stop price line. So this would be, you could call this an inversion trade if you wanted to. Although we're not using patterns, if we were using patterns, sometimes I'll call those inversions. There's two ways to invert these signals. One is using patterns and the other is these dot punctures. Really? So we're looking for target 1, there it is. Then our stops, which were down here. We had 3 stops, 10 to 15 ticks away. They're all grouped together. And then we had our target. That gets hit here. So our remaining stops are moved to break even. And then we're going to shoot for target 2. Oh, we almost get taken out of break even, but we do not. Shooting for target 2, there it is. I'm just going to drag this over, making sure to keep my stop at the wick of our entry candle. And target 2 here. And the third position is the runner, and we're waiting till 9:49, and we're going to close that runner position here at 9:49. Does that make sense? I wait for the first 10 minutes to expire, Richard. I don't trade the open. I used to, but it just seems like it's, I don't know, it just seems like gambling to me. It could just do, I don't know. We could try, I mean, it seems like this strategy actually works pretty good at the open, pretty well. I just, I don't trade the first 10 minutes. Anybody have any questions on the STP trade? I call this an STP trade. STP as in stop puncture, STP puncture, stop puncture trade. STP trade. Yeah, this one did. A lot of times, you gotta be careful with these. They don't always work. I mean, well, nothing always works in trading, but over time, I have done a fair amount of back testing, and over time, it is worth taking these. The only variable really is what ATR to use. But Michael uses a 1.5 ATR in all of the webinars for the last 10 years, so that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I mean, kind of, I have to stick to those house settings, if you will. Whoa, got a whole cooler full of beverages. No more caffeine? No, well, a little bit more caffeine. I do need a coconut water though. I should probably go into the slideshow just a little bit. Try to do things a little bit differently today. Excuse me. And get everybody primed up with the strategy that we're about to go over on some charts, and then go into the slideshow for a little bit. Bruce, yeah, the target 3 is the runner. So back here, so the runner is the target 3. Does that make sense? If the market is ranging, it's a kind of a little bit more of an advanced thing. If you use something like the ADX and the ADX is below 25, sometimes I won't even I won't use a target 2 or a runner. I'll just shoot for target 1 with all 3 positions if we're ranging. On the runner, do you have folks who trail the runner not to give? But oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I trail the runner, but I can't get too far into the details of the strategy like that here on the webinar, because I don't know, it would just get bogged down. It'd be too hard to back test here with everybody. I mean, it would take significantly longer. And I also haven't, the last 6-7 webinars that I've done, I have not used a trail system in the back testing, but the trail system can be good. I think like 2 webinars ago, I gave some ideas. I mean, we can do it again. I can give that, show you this idea that I have again. If you did want to trail, you could do something like this. Let's see, switch this to, I think I have one made. Grayscale? I think that's this one. Let's see. Nope. Oh, come on. Wait, hold on one second. Top scale. Thirds? Maybe it's thirds. Oh, okay, well, whatever. This will work for now. Get out of there. Okay, so if you wanted to, oh, nice, look at that. Actually ended up being perfect. So if you wanted to trail, you could have another fib tool, and you could keep these standard deviations. Like our standard deviation on this trade is 75. So if we wanted to trail, we could load 75 tick standard deviations on top here, kind of like this, right? And if we could do something like as soon as target 2 is hit. So this is our runner. So say that that's gone. So maybe as soon as target 2 is hit, we move our stop up 1 level. And then as soon as we get a candle closing above the next level here, then we can move our stop to the level higher. So let's see how that works out. So we got to close above here, so we can move our stop here. Then we're looking for a close above here. There you go. Move it up. Then we're looking for a close above here. Don't get it, and then we get taken out right here. So we would have made an extra 75 or so, 70 ticks from there to there. Does that make sense? It's a pretty quantitative, nice way to trail, and it's a way to trail this system where it's customized for the trade, the trail deviation. Nice. Well, thanks, Greg. You can also, instead of even doing that, you literally just go like this. And then just copy and paste the same fibs and just bang. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Then you can have your, if it kept going up, copy paste, and you can just keep going up. I mean, whatever. The colors don't look that great, but we get the idea that way. Okay. Let's do, how many people, wait a minute. Oh, nice. Wow, look at all the people. This is awesome. I think this is like the most people I've ever spoken to at the same time on one of these webinars. Good to see everybody. That's good too, because I feel like I'm in pretty top form today, somehow, miraculously. Who doesn't have the software? Is there anybody here? I really want some audience participation. I want to know who's lost. Is there anybody that's totally lost? It's fine if you are. I mean, yeah, I think it looks like we all have it. Is there anybody that doesn't own the software that, like, I mean, I don't know if you've watched videos previously. Oh, you don't have the software yet, Greg? Okay, nice. Hopefully you get it soon. Dave is the sales guy. He's great, fun to talk to. Give him a call. Dave, you want to put your, he's actually on this webinar as well, Dave is. Dave, you want to throw your info in the chat? I think I could even give you the mic if I could figure that out, just so you could say hi to everybody. Okay, there you go, Dave. So Greg doesn't own, Chris doesn't own it yet. Thank you, Chris, for letting me know. Dorian says, lost, just kidding. Nice. Okay. Oh, Dave might have fallen asleep. I don't know. Okay, so let's do, so there's two people that don't own it. Now that we've gone into a little bit of strategy, I think it's fine to go through just a few slides. I don't want to take too much time with it. So this software, this is called TachEon TimeWarp. It does cost money. Oh, nice, thanks, Dave. Dave did post his contact info in the chat. Excellent. Why don't I see it? Oh, there it is. Dave, yeah, his number is 727-742-2626. And his email is david@backtothefuturetrading.com. At the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you a discount code. And in fact, I'll just give it to you right now. It's WARPOFF, WARPOFF, and that'll get you $500 off. However, if you call Dave, maybe actually call him on the phone or email him personally, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some extra something or other something. I don't know if maybe some extra couple bucks off, or maybe he can throw something in, especially for people who are actually watching this webinar and participating, and obviously there's real interest. So yeah, there's ways to sweeten the deal, but you have to talk to Dave. Otherwise, just enter the warp off and then you'll get $500 off. Bam, just like that. So you got some options there. Okay, so yeah, this is predictive trading technology. As far as I'm concerned, this is institutional grade software. I really do think that the institutions have some version of something like TachEon TimeWarp. Who knows what it looks like, exactly what it is, but I really do believe that they have something. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the edge that we have with this software. There's me, there's my dog up in Tahoe. So you can get to put a face with the name and the voice. That's my dog right there. That's Lexi. That's the Lexi dog. Picked her up at the Santa Barbara Humane Society about a year ago. Family who had her before, apparently they had to move and they couldn't take her with her. It's really sad. The dog was 4 years old. Really sad. Really good for me, but really sad for them. Hold on a second, everybody. I'm gonna shut my office window because somebody's using a blower out there. 1 sec, everybody. Please give me a second. I think this is the same time that I was doing the webinar with everybody last week where that blower started. It's the 4:47 East Coast time blower time, apparently. Okay, next slide. So yeah, tools of the trade. I'm the kind of person that wants the best tool for the job. And even if I can't start out with it, that's what I'm going to shoot for. And eventually I bought TachEon TimeWarp over 2 years ago and was amazed not only with the software, but also with the customer service. Like I was honestly dumbfounded. I'm like, wait, what? I can actually talk to real people? They'll answer emails and what? Yeah, just that alone is amazing. The company has 84 5-star reviews on Trustpilot, and they're written by real people. I know that they are because I know a lot of the customers, and I know I've read a lot of the reviews, and they're real people. I'm one of them. So yeah, I don't want to show up to trading with this dinky little hammer. I want to show up with the best tool that I can. I don't care if it costs more money. I want something that works and something with support. So yeah, Back to the Future is the only company online, so far as I know, that gives the times and directions in advance. We give the trading rules in advance. I'm giving you my set of rules very simply here in this webinar, but there's also Michael's set of very simple rules, and you can go back and watch any of the webinars that Michael's done over the years. He never changes his rules. It's always the same. Just go on YouTube, and as long as it's not me doing the webinar, it's going to be Michael. So just watch the webinar, and he'll show you. He'll go through his rules. Very simple. I'm not going to go through them because I'm going through mine. So yeah, we let the times and setups pass. 2 days later, we add up the results for pass or fail. Now, what does that mean? This is for anybody who is watching this later on YouTube who doesn't own the software. So what that means is you go to the Back to the Future Trading website, click About, and then Live Weekly Webinars, which is exactly what we're on right now. And if you're watching this on YouTube, this is what's going on. Live events, TimeWarp projections. This is how you can register for the next webinar to be here live with us. Then we'll go to TimeWarp projections. So every Monday, early Monday morning, I guess? No, Monday night. Every Monday evening, Michael and the team at Back to the Future, I don't know if it's Michael or Ron or Rachel, I don't know actually who posts the, I don't know, I should know that. I don't know who posts them, but you just scroll down here and you can see the forecasts for the ES5 minute, 3-minute, crude, gold, DAX, Dow, NASDAQ, on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So if we scroll, we might as well just keep scrolling down. And then he also gives out the forecasts for Thursday. That's kind of amazing, actually. And then these forecasts are emailed to thousands of people on the mailing list. So I say all that to say this, that these times can't be fudged. There's no shenanigans being played on this YouTube video if you're watching it on YouTube, or live on this webinar. Like my times match up. Hopefully they match up. Sometimes there can be a data feed issue or historical data loading issue, but these are the times, not switched. They are the times, and they're emailed out a day / 2 days in advance if it's Thursday's times that we're talking about. Okay, so oops, I should be on slideshow from current slide. There we go. So yeah, it's all about finding time patterns now if you're using this software. Instead of just looking for head and shoulders and double bottoms and whatnot, the software goes back with its 12,000 lines of codes and it finds those swing points and projects them out into the future. And it's a real edge. I mean, read any of the Market Wizard books, and you'll hear story after story after story of successful traders who obviously have an edge. Otherwise, they wouldn't be where they are. So yeah, emails go out on Tuesday, and they're the forecasts for Wednesday and Thursday. So there's a signal in the setup. This is Ron's pro trading room where he trades Warp every Wednesday. I think Colin's actually doing it now as a 10-year veteran customer. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from, I don't know, about an hour before the market opens till about lunchtime or so. And this is the equity curve over the last year from what Ron was doing. And this is one of the Apex accounts that I qualified for using TimeWarp. So yeah, we want to know when in the future to be proactive instead of just reacting all the time with lagging tools like MACD crossovers, stochastics, etc. Blah blah blah. Here's a playing field. I really like this. This is the playing field that's stacked against us as retail traders. I feel that every day. I can just feel it. And here's the violation tracker industry summary page that we like to look at every week. I should get that updated. It's been like 4 months, I think. There's got to have some more penalties now. So yeah, a lot of these signals I feel like are the banks doing shenanigans. Some kind of shenanigans. I want to be on the bank side. Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. Hopefully everybody's read this book. So there's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that defines an edge. This truth makes trading a probability or a numbers game. When you really believe that trading is simply a probability game, concepts like right and wrong or win and lose no longer have the same significance. And as a result, your expectations will be in harmony with the possibilities. 5 Fundamental Truths of Trading by Mark Douglas. Number 1, anything can happen. Number 2, you don't need to know what is going to happen next to make money. Number 3, there's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. Number 4, an edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over another. So that's the dots. Blue means down, white means up. Higher probability of up, down. Number 5, every moment in the market is unique. And then there's the 7 Principles of Consistency by Mark Douglas. Number 1, I objectively identify my edge. Hopefully everybody has an edge that they can objectively identify. Number 2, I predefine the risk of every trade. Number 3, I completely accept the risk or I'm willing to let go of the trade. Number 4, I act on my edge or edges without reservation or hesitation. Number 5, I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. Number 6, I continually monitor my susceptibility for making errors. Number 7, I understand the absolute necessity of these principles of consistent success and therefore I never violate them. I use these 7 principles of consistency. I wanted to create the strategy that I teach on the webinars. I needed to feel that I hit all of these 7 points with that strategy. And I think I have. Let's do a couple Gann quotes. Hopefully everybody knows who W.D. Gann is, arguably one of the most successful traders of all time. Gann says, he's like, I feel like he's a Nikolai Tesla of trading. Gann says from back in the 1900s, early 1900s, early to mid, time is the most important factor of all, and not until sufficient time has expired does any big move start up or down. Time is the most important factor in determining market movements, and by studying the past records of the averages of individual stocks, you'll be able to prove for yourself that history does repeat, and that by knowing the past, you can tell the future. There is a definite relation between time and price. Now, by a study of time periods and time cycles, you will learn why tops and bottoms are found at certain times, and why resistance levels are so strong at certain times, and bottoms and tops hold around them. So, yeah. So the big money leaves big tracks, and that's the TachEon TimeWarp. It picks up what the big money is doing in the past, and then attempts to project those tracks out into the future. Well, if the bear walked down this bear trail here yesterday morning and left his prints, there's a high probability that that bear is going to do that again. Well, maybe he only does it every other day, or maybe he does it twice a day. We don't have to try to figure that out. We have software that figures out where the bear walks, because big money follows routines. Just like a bear wakes up at certain times in the morning, based on the sun, based on the moon. Who knows why the bear does what the bear does? But big money does follow routines, business procedures, federal regulations, payment receipts, distributions, fund rebalancing. All of these things happen at definitive time, and it's way too complicated for us to figure out. I mean, maybe. Well, for me at least. If billions and trillions are moved in and out of the markets regularly at those times, we should see a trail. Yeah, those are the gold rules. There's Goldman Sachs, big boy, 90% of us. There's good luck. That's why I invested in the software over 2 years ago. You win battles by knowing the enemy's timing and using a timing which the enemy does not expect. And that's why not often, I'd say those STP trades probably only happen like 15% of the time. But those 15, maybe not even 10 to 20, what do I say? 10 to 20% of the time. They don't want the big banks and the institutions, they don't want us to figure them out. So they're gonna not do things at certain times. And they're gonna do things at certain times. This is my version. This is Michael's slide that he made a long time. I don't know when he made it, but this is my version of Michael's slide. Goldman Sachs, 9% of traders. That's pretty intense. I kind of want to be on this guy's team. And the best way I know how to be on this guy's team is to use TachEon TimeWarp to buy the software. Okay, I think that's enough of a slideshow for now. How's everybody doing? Brian is still alive. Yes. Sometimes just let you manage. Dorian. Oh, Dorian. Yeah, you're probably calling my old number. That's why. Send me an email real quick, and I'll give you my new number. Jacob at backtothefuturetrading.com. And if anybody wants to book a private session with me, just send me an email there to Jacob at backtothefuturetrading.com, and we'll get you hooked up with a meeting time and whatnot and more information. Let's go through, let me clear all drawing tools. Oh, excuse me, just crack my back there. Let's go through some trades and see what happens for, I don't know, let's click go to Tuesday, Wednesday at AM. Bam. And market open right here. There it is. Cool, thanks, Dorian. Sip my beverage here and we'll go through some trades. Or maybe we should just do like, for people who don't have the software, let's do a quick overview. I mean, like, I don't know, let's just start pre-market here. This is like real simple Michael's strategy. You know what, let's just do it just for fun. I'm gonna take the HMA off. It's a 21 period HMA, but I'm gonna take that off for just a second. And we do that by, gonna remove it there. Let's go long at white dots and short at blue dots. We're stopped out if the price comes and hits our stop line. So let's start at 8, I don't know, start at 8 a.m. So we would enter, exit, loss of 5. That was for a long. Short at 8:08. Do not get stopped out. Win of 46. 8:21. Long. Do not get stopped out. 25. 8:34. Short. Don't get stopped out. 17. 8:42. Long. Don't get stopped out, but we do lose 34. 8:46. Short. 55. 8:58. Long. Plus 27. 9:04. Short. Bam. 129. I don't know about you, but if I would have taken all those trades starting at pre-market, I'd probably be done for the day, depending on how much leverage or how many contracts I'm using. 9:12 long and exit at the blue dot. 9:25. This one gets stopped out. One of the reasons I don't trade the open. Look at that shenanigans. But then we get that puncture trade. Long at 935. Oh man. Yeah, it worked really well in the open. Oops, that's a loss. And short, looks like this one will break even. Oh no, 7. I'll just make it so I can see some stuff here. Short at long, opposite direction. 10, short, long, short, long, short, long. So you get the point. Short. And a lot of these are like that was a pattern 4 there. Long, short, short, long, short, long. So that's probably like the simplest way you could possibly trade this software. No HMA or EMA or whatever, and I don't know, that we could just keep doing this all day. But I bet you if we add those up, we're gonna have an edge just doing it like this. I mean, it happens more often than not. You can just glance at it real quick. If anybody wants to screenshot that and then add it up for me, that'd be great. I'm not gonna do it because I want to go through my strategy. But here, let me see if I can screenshot this. Anything above is a win, anything below is a loss. See if I can get that small enough where somebody could screenshot that and do some math for me. These are all in ticks. We can call it micros or minis, however we want. But it'd be cool if somebody could screenshot this and then give me a tick count. I think that's visible enough. I could keep going through the whole day, but I don't know, it's probably good enough. It's also the theory, it's like, you know, make a goal and then just be done. There you go. You can screenshot that, anybody, and add those up. But I want to go over a few. Oh man, I'm not used to looking at so many signals on the 1 minute. That's crazy. How many more signals would there be? Dude. Oh my God. Look at them all. This is all the way till, you know, I don't have the patience for that. I mean, long, short. Look at this long. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Short. It's like so not a coincidence. Short or long, short. Look, and again, right on time with that long. Because right now we'd be obviously, it looks like we're uptrending, right? So when we're uptrending like this, higher, when we're making higher highs and higher lows, the white dots are going to be much more powerful than the blue often. Stopped. Not stopped. And we could keep going and going and going and going and going. That's a lot of stuff to add up though. Here's the next section. Somebody wants to screenshot that. Add those up. Where were we? Right here. There you go. I'll stop moving it for a second if somebody wants to do that. Maybe I should put Dave to work. Maybe I should make Dave do this. Dave. Just kidding. You don't have to. Stopped. Oh man, yeah. Well, you know what you can do? You can watch this back on, you can watch this on YouTube and let me know. I don't have the patience to do it right now. Short, stopped. I can't trade the system like this anyway. because emotionally I just can't handle it. Let's see, that's pattern 4. And we pop right back up. This is a pattern 5, and we probably go down. Yep. Oh, well, yeah, we do. Yeah, the end of the day was kind of, I don't know if that stopped out or not. Nope. Okay, there's your next section. That's a crappy little section. Okay, let's duplicate this chart and then just do a few trades with my system and see what happens with the Royal Warp system. Okay, whereas 940 is usually when I would allow myself to start trading here at 940. So to close at this 940 candle, I'd enter long here. And I'd hit target 1. And then the 2 remaining positions would be break even here. Oh, nice. Greg did it. 103 ticks in profit for the first screenshot. Nice. Give us for 1 minute for 5 minutes and how they stack up. Yeah, perhaps. 1 sec. Yeah, I don't really do the stacking thing. That gets really complex, and it starts to be a real mind trip. You can maybe do one or the other, like the 5 and the 1, or the 1 and, well, yeah, I'll show it to you anyway, though. Yeah, fine. Let's try it. Let's see it. Let's minimize that. Minimize that. I don't know how this is going to look. Brad asked, can we compare the 1 minute versus the 3 minute versus the 5 minutes, and how do they stack up profit and loss wise? Well, that would take a long time. I mean, it depends on what, like, do you want to do like the first 2 hours, maybe? Like the first 2 hours of the market? Like that's kind of reasonable, kinda. Just waiting for this chart to load. There we go. So we'll do the 5 over here. We'll do the 3 here. I don't know how this is going to look. So for instance, here this was a puncture trade to the upside, by the way. This is the STP trade that we went over earlier. That's why I went long here at 940. Make it so we can see everything. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so we had that same puncture. Oops. So here we are. This is where I would enter at 940, and we're all, yeah, so we're all lined up, blue, 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 all puncture longs to the upside, but I was entering on the 1 minute. If you wanted to enter actually on the market at the market open, then your entry would have been this candle here, and it would have looked like this on the 1 minute. Or if we wanted to use the 3 minute, let's see, it would have been this candle, and we would have entered long here like that, right there. Oh man, that thing's perfect. What a beauty. And if we were using the 5 minute, we would have entered on this candle, and that would have looked like this. Oops. It's a little hard to see maybe. Let's get rid of that. One sec here. There we go. So yeah, that's how they stack up for that first trade. And then here at 9, let me get back on the 1 minute as the leader. At 9:49, we have a long signal on the 1 minute. And it does go up a little bit. And then at 9:53, we have a short signal on the 1 minute. And depending on how you're looking at it, we are in a selling window. We've hit target 1 on the 5 minute. As you can see, we've hit target 1 and 2 on the 3 minute, and we've hit target 1 on the 1 minute. So, I mean, if I've hit target 1, if I've hit any targets on those other time frames, I might be ready to start shorting. I don't know. But at 9:53, we could, on the 1 minute, we could enter short here. But let's put the HMAs back on there. I almost forgot. There we go. HMA. Okay. Oh, mouse is a little faster than I expected. Oops, come on, get down there. There we go. Loading. Is it loaded already? Come on. Oh, it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, so where were we? We were back here at, yeah, so I already knew that the HMA was white there before. And then at 9:53 on the 1 minute, we have a blue dot, blue HMA, closed below the open price line. It would be right here. So we could enter short here. And you know, we're in short window on the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 3 and the 5. And then we hit target 1 here, target 2, no stops out at break even. And then we just careen, which is exactly what I want to see. That's a beautiful trade right there on the 1 minute, confirmed by the 3 minute as well, as far as, I mean, at least we're in a blue window, and the 5 minute. And then on the 1 minute, we get up on the 10:02 long signal, but we're not allowed to enter long because our HMA is blue. Not allowed to enter long here. Our HMA does turn colors, but we didn't get a close above the open price line to enter long. Our HMA is white. We're in a blue window, so we're not allowed to enter short. It's not allowed to enter short here. I'm looking at the 1 minute. The 1 minute is the chart on the very left side. Okay, no entry, still no entry. Oh, does that close above? It does. So we would be entering long here at 10:26 on the 1 minute chart. However, we are in a sell window on the 3 minute, but we're in a buy window on the 5 minute. Our HMAs have not turned color yet though. So if we're just trading the 1 minute, we would enter long here like this and then get stopped out. And then we'd be in a short window waiting for a close below. Yeah, I remember this section of the stinking morning. And then immediately stopped out on that one. And now we're in a long. So we have multiple long windows across the board. And we would go long here as if we were trading the 1 minute, we would enter on this candle, close above, open price line. HMA is white, we're in a buy window, a white buy window. And we hit target 1, and then we get stopped at break even for the remaining 2 positions here, which stinks because then the price just keeps going all the way up. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's a way to see how the signals overlap. Does that work for you, Brat? The HMA is a 21 on all of them. 21. It's a Fibonacci number. That's why I like it. And then we would, as we're just trading the 1 minute, we would enter along here on this puncture, this stop puncture. And see if that works out, which it does not. And no entry. And then we'd enter a short here. Does it hit target 1? Pretty close. And then we'd enter a long here. So we're, oh, I got distracted. Selling window across the board. So yeah, I mean, it can be traded this way, and you could only go long if they're all lined up, all 3 time frames, or all short if they're all lined up. It's a little confusing to do on the webinar, as I'm pretty sure that we could see. Oh, you're welcome. That was cool to do. Let's do the 5 minute. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. Data series, what about job, drawing tools, remove all. Let's look at the 5 minute. Where is he open? Right here. Bam. Yeah, look at this pattern, these pattern 5 here. Nice pattern 1. This is a pattern 4. Pattern 2. Pattern 1. Pattern 2. Does everybody know their patterns? Who doesn't know their patterns? No, Jerry, I don't. Sorry. Pattern 2. Pattern 1. Pattern 2. No, possibly a pattern 4 here. See how the price came down from this high and continued to this low? It's not a lower low than this. But the price definitely moved down into that 355 signal. Oh, and then we're done. Oh, 5 minutes, so many less signals. But what wasn't a totally legit pattern 4, but what that was a pattern, pattern 8. 1, 2, 3 lower closes. We could add up some. Trades on the 5 minute or the 3 minute. What do you mean, Floyd? I can't remember if I just asked something. Floyd just says me. I don't know what that means. Let's see if we can do F7, 930. Oh, patterns. You do know the patterns, Floyd, or you don't? Well, start studying. Here it is. Look at your study material, do your homework, and call me in the morning. There you go. There you go. Okay, bye. Just kidding. Is there any? Have you looked at the pattern guidebook? You have the software, I'm assuming, Floyd, right? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I highly recommend jumping into the pattern guidebook. 1 means up, 2 means down. But here's a little trick that I like to tell people to remember them. The patterns are like fraternal twins. So they're like fraternal twins. Fraternal twins are opposites. They're not identical twins. They're fraternal twins. So pattern 1 is an odd number. Pattern 5 is an odd number, but they're opposites of each other. 1 means up, 5 means down. So pattern 2 is the blue dot, which means down. Should have, one second. And pattern 4 is a blue dot, but actually means up. So they're both even numbers. 2 and 4 are even, 2 is down, 4 is up. 1 and 5 are odd numbers. 1 is up, 5 is down. So pattern 4 is, well, I'll let you take a look at the book. It's easier to just show on the chart for me. Let me see if I can find a good pattern. Oh yeah, here you go. Here's a cool pattern 5 at 11:25 right here. Here's the most recent high, right? We can pretty much all agree on that. And as we can see, the price did go down a little bit. Oops, did go down a little bit here at this blue dot. But really, the price went up because we're in an uptrend. We're trending up, hence white HMA, higher high. Here's a low, higher low, higher high, higher low. The price breaches the most recent high right at a white dot. So optimally, what we want to see is we want to see the price moving down into white dots. If I start seeing the price moving up into where a white dot is forecast, my spidey senses are telling me that we might actually do the opposite of go up, because that's a pattern 5 basically. So this is normally we would call this pattern 1. Now here's the cool thing for anybody who doesn't own or don't know the patterns. All you do is you go into the indicators and you can get the software to point this out for you by just unchecking the show signal dots only button. And there you go. There's a 5. 2 is down, 5 is down. Otherwise, if there was not a brand new high at 11:25, this would have been a pattern 1 and we would have been forecast to go up. And then with the pattern 4, it's just simply the opposite. Let me see if I can find one that without using the, this is a good test for yourselves if you want to try it, is check that box and then go searching around on the chart and try to test yourself and find a pattern 4. I think I just found one, possibly. I think that this 1205 might be one, because it could be argued that this was the most recent low. Depends on what swing strength you're looking at, or it could be argued that that's the most recent low. So that one's a little bit hairy. Oh, here we go. Look at the price move down from the 430 signal to the 615 signal. Price moved down. We're going all the way, 84 ticks on the way to a sell dot. Now the price didn't breach this low or this low, but my guess is that since I have the software looking for swing strength 4, is that if the software is going to call this 615 a pattern 4. So let's see. Go back in indicators, TimeWarp, uncheck the show signal dots only button. Okay, there it is, pattern 4. Now, if I had the indicator set to look for swing strength of 10, so that's for big, it's looking for big swings, I bet you that that's not going to show up as a pattern 4. So I need to define what a pattern 4 or 5 is, and the way to do that is just to go under pattern definition and plug it in. So I feel like pattern or a 4 definition, don't get that confused with pattern 4 or 5. Not the same, but the definer is a strength of 10, I will bet you that now that is not going to be, this is not going to be a pattern 4 now, because it's going to be looking at that other low. Oh no, it still is. Okay, well, let's see. Let's move it up to a 50. Let's move it up to a 20. At some point, that won't be a pattern 4 anymore. There you go, swing 20. And that's a swing 20. It's probably, geez, maybe swing 20 is this low. And here, this is also a good practice. Go into indicators if you're not sure, and then load up your free swing indicator that comes with NinjaTrader, Ilona PQRS swing. And let's put a 20 in. So there's a 20. Okay. Where's the 20 on the low? It's got to be way down there, way down there. See this? That's a swing 20. So it's calling our pattern 2 here, our blue dot, a 2. But 20 is not reasonable. Nobody's looking at swing 20 on a 5-minute chart. Well, maybe some people are. But a swing 20 on a 5-minute chart is probably a swing 5 on a 15-minute chart. Something like that. So if we go back into indicators and we switch that swing to a 4, right? Yeah, sometimes it's a little hard to see. And then we go back into TachEon TimeWarp and we make sure that it's looking for a 4. Pattern swing, we're going to make it look for a 4. Apply. And there it is. Well, I guess somehow the software called it close enough to be a 4. Maybe it looked at this down move here because it did not breach this low, but it got pretty darn close. So when in doubt, and if the market's moving, doing its thing, and you're not sure, and the software hasn't quite printed, or maybe this bar closes and it hasn't printed a 4 or a 2, or even if it has printed a 2, I always like to click F5 real quick and reload NinjaScript to make sure that the software prints the correct pattern number. It's not TachEon TimeWarp's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just the way the data comes in and NinjaTrader platform and how everything all works together. F5 is just reload NinjaScript. Reload NinjaScript. So software will do it for you. Hope that helped at least somebody with patterns. HMA blue, there I go, sure. Where did you mean, Clancy? Let's look at the old 3-minute. Yeah, man, what are we looking at today? Yeah, I feel like today and yesterday were like kind of crazy. Oh, every day is kind of crazy. Let's turn the patterns off. It's going to remove the swing. Turn the patterns off by checking the Show Signal Dots Only button. Yes. Let's get rid of that. And yeah, my old trusty 3-minute, that's the one that I have the most experience with. Here's a spreadsheet from some studies that we were doing over the last, I think it was like the first 3 or 4 or 5 webinars that I did. We actually went and added in all of the ticks for all of these days in August live. You can just go watch the YouTube videos back in August. And with the NASDAQ regular NQ, we ended up in $21,000 just trading Tuesday and Wednesday for like 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So $2,100. Oops, $2,100 with minis, or 21,000 with oh, sorry, 2100 with micros or 21,000 with minis. And there's the trades all broken down. You can see those runners here, and then you can see everything happening in threes if you look closely. And then there's the equity curve. Now you do get some drawdowns, you know, you'll have that, it's trading. I hope that was a good review of everything for everybody. Let's see, so here's a puncture trade. Puncture trade long on the 3-minute. That would have been a win here. And not a target 2, and we would have been break even on those 2 remaining positions. And then white dot, no long, here short. Maybe this is what you're talking about, Clancy, I don't know. Oh, this is a good example, this 1018 of entering a short, but not actually hitting any targets, and then we got to just exit all 3 positions with zero profit. So 3 of those. Then we got a long here. White dot, white HMA, white candle, closing above, open price line. Enter, target 1, target 2, have been hit here. And target 3 is the runner, that's here. And then this would have been our entry candle for short, and that would have been stopped out here. And then this is a pattern 5. I can tell you right now, we already saw that. But we don't get a candle closing above the open price line, so we're safe there. 1151, and we get this effort to fall bar. I wouldn't be surprised if that turns this into a pattern 4. Oh. No, don't hit target 1, but we do exit all 3 positions with 125. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. And here on this candle, it's a down bar. We're going to wait for an up bar to enter long, just because otherwise our risk would be insane, like way too small, right? We can't enter on this candle because our HMA is flickering at this point between white and blue, white and blue, white and blue. And then we get this down bar, and if we entered on this down bar with the white HMA, our risk would be like this. We would have entered here, and our risk would have been that. Well, don't even bother. You're getting stopped out. It's the NASDAQ. Actually, and this is kind of funny. This one didn't actually stop us out, and then the next one does. Stinking sticker. Yeah, no. Anyway, it's better to wait for up bars. No line. Nope. Oh, here's an entry short. Stopped out. But you get the point, hopefully. That's pretty much a pattern 5. This one closes above. Yep, closes above. But we're just doing signal dots only. Stopped out. Last 2 days were total junk. No, nope, still not a blue HMA. This one is. I bet you this one's gonna get stopped out because it's late to the party. Nope. Look at those. And stopped out on this one. Yeah, so what I do, I don't trade the whole day. If I get to, I don't know, 300, what's my goal? 350, between 300 and 400 ticks. That's counting all positions. If I get to 350 ticks profit, at some point, I'm done. Like I'm not going to keep trading just to risk losing my butt, you know? So like when would we have had the 3? Oh, you know, it's like 186. So there's almost 200 There's 300, there's 500. Like I would have been done here. I don't like trading after noon East Coast time at the latest. At the latest. And here's the other thing. If I have a good morning, I'm not trading the afternoon. And one of my buddies and fellow customer, he confirmed this on his own without me even poking him to get the answer. He agrees, like if the morning is great, just stop trading. If the morning's not great, you might have to trade the rest of the day. So this is one of those mornings that was fantastic. And then as we can see, the losses started coming around, around lunchtime, and it didn't improve much, as we can see. Like why would I keep trading if I've already made my goal? So 186 plus 119 plus 238. So I made my goal in just these two trades. Just these two. This is a break even. So just this trade and this trade. And that happens often. So like let's look at yesterday. This is yesterday, right? Let's look at yesterday and then call it a day. October 5th, yesterday. So at 9:51. See what's happening. So yeah, here's the 9:40 candle here. That's no trade. Technically, I would have been supposed to enter this thing here. Oh no, nope, because it's a blue HMA still. Okay, 9:51. Now I'm looking for sells. Here's a sell candle. That's a short. Target 1. And then there's just be done. Why would I want to keep trading? What am I going to do? I hate sitting in front of the computer and trading for 6 hours, 7 hours. It's horrible. I end up being so drained by the end of it. No trade there. You do get this stop puncture short here. This is the first one I think we've seen. So if you did trade that, that would be a loss of this 75 times 3. Control C, Control V, Control V, bam. And technically this would have been a short, and even though we're above the HMA, it's still blue. I don't like that, but that's what the system says. So another loss. But it's incredible how many of the mornings are fantastic. Now we're looking for a close above. Oops, careful. Oops, uh-oh, oh, geez. Okay, so there you go. So there's target 1. Target 2 was here, and the runner was here. I honestly, my brother, I don't know, he is so stuck in his ways that even though I can get him ridiculous deals on this software, he's a really good example of maybe some of you can relate to this. Still, I mean, I don't really work at Back to the Future. I do these webinars. Like I don't really make much money. I really just kind of like doing it. I do the private mentor thing, but I don't really make much money doing it. It's certainly not enough to. It's not even whatever. It's mainly because I like to do it. We'll just put it to you that way. So, I mean, I can get him this software. Like, I mean, I even have a second computer license from when I originally bought it that I can let him use. But he's so stuck in his ways that he won't learn it. Literally, there's posted videos from his brother, me, on YouTube. He just came up and he won't. Basically, he could have this for free. It's $2,500 software. Minus $500. Some people are just so stuck in their ways that they're, I feel like cursing. If I got to hear somebody say golden cross one more time, I'm going to elbow myself. And you can't even elbow yourself. Try it. It's hard. I'll figure out a way. Or MACD cross, or I don't know, anything. It's like, oh. There's an edge with this software, and I don't know how else to put it to you. Like, there absolutely is. I've done probably 10,000 back tests, and no matter what way I slice it over time, it comes up with a profit. And there's no wondering when the next signal is going to be. I already know that there's going to be an opportunity to long at 11:45. I'm not sitting here waiting with an alert on a MACD cross. I'm just not going to do it. There's no such thing as a perfect trading system. Doesn't exist. You got to be ready to take losses, and you got to know when to stop trading for the day. Or what I have found is if the morning, now do not quote me on this, is all hypothetical, of course. If the morning's not great, the afternoon oftentimes can make up for it. If the morning's great, the afternoon can take it all away from you. So I'll just leave it at that. And then I'm going to show you folks. What time is it? Oh yeah, we're almost at 2 hours. I feel like I went through a lot of cool stuff though for everybody. Hopefully, yeah. David at 727. David's the sales guy, master of the sales, master of the deal making. 727-742-2626 is his phone number. 727-742-2626. His email is david@backtothefuturetrading.com. My email is Jacob, Jacob as in boy, Jacob @backtothefuturetrading.com. Through email me if you want a mentor session about Apex or this system or other details, whatever you want, just shoot me an email. Chris asks, so did you use micros to qualify? Absolutely. Yes, it did take a long time. Well, it took a long time to figure out how many micros to use and like what to do. But I mean, every Apex account that I've qualified for, I've been able to do in under 15 days. Usually it's like 9 to 12 days, 7 to 12 days, depending. Apex is a institution. I don't know if it's an institution. I guess you could call it. It's a company. It's a company that funds trading accounts for people who qualify yes, it's a prop firm, who qualify for their combine, basically, who pass the test. Let me pull up the internet. Yeah, Apex is this. And I am not affiliated with Apex in any way, but I don't get any kickbacks or anything. That's not the purpose of me showing everybody this. This is where you can select the accounts to qualify for. I've qualified for a few of the 75s, a few of the 50Ks, one of the 250Ks. So with the 250K, your trailing drawdown is 6,500 and your profit goal is 15,000. So once you make that, they basically give you $6,500. So it's called a 250K account, but it's not $250,000 account. It's $6,500 because as soon as you hit that $6,500 drawdown, you lost their $6,500 and they're done with you until you qualify again. So that's what Apex is, Apex Trader Funding. As far as all of the prop firms, I recommend Apex over the other ones. Well, I guess there's Lulu. I don't know. The only one I use is Apex. There's a discount code SAVE50. I think it's SAVE50. SAVE50. Will get you 50% off on any of the monthly rates. So once you qualify for, say, the 75K account, it's just a title. Then instead of $187 a month divided by 2 with the 50% off, $95 or something for a month. Then you get a performance account. They give you $2,750 basically for their account. And then your price per month is $85 for market data. That gives you all that stuff. Yeah, it took a long time to be able to understand how all this works. Shouldn't have taken that long. It's not that hard. For some reason, it took me a little bit. Okay, so let me show everybody how to buy the software. Looks like most people have it, and you can just talk to Dave if you want to go that route. So let's go back to the home page. Oh, and I should mention one more thing here. Let's go to slide. So yeah, I mean, if you don't have the software, you have a choice to make. Free lagging indicators or software that, I mean, there's 34 people on this webinar right now, 30 of which own the software already. And if it wasn't doing something for them positive, then I don't know why they'd be here still. And multiple good reviews. So with the software purchase, you get 2 lifetime licenses. So this is what I was talking about with my brother. Free lifetime upgrades, free white glove installation. So somebody from Back to the Future will help you set it up. Most likely to be Rachel. Excuse me. Free video archive training, plenty of stuff. And then you got those webinars of mine that you can watch. But there's a lot more detail that you can be. There's all sorts of ways that you can trade this software. My advice though is to keep it as simple as possible when you're first starting. I don't want to push my own stuff too much here. So we go, if you want to buy today, then you go to backtothefuturetrading.com product store. And then you go to TachEon TimeWarp. Yeah, Greg, the whole payouts thing, that's a whole webinar in itself. But you can go to Apex and they'll show you how the payouts work. It's kind of a pain in the butt, honestly. If you have your own capital, like it's a lot easier to trade with your own capital as far as payouts and everything. Like the payouts, it takes 40 days to be able to withdraw unlimited amounts. Every 10 days, they give you 1,000. It can be really frustrating, honestly. That's why I'm partnering with somebody and trading live money again. Okay, so $24.95 is the price for TachEon TimeWarp, but click the Buy Now button. And you can, if you would like, have an option to join the Pro Training Room with Ron and Colin for 25% off. Talk to Dave about that. Or we can go to checkout without the Pro Training Room for now. And let's make sure that code still works. Scroll through the disclaimer, click the X. Enter promo code WARPOFF. Apply. 1995. There you go. And there's also, why is it not on here? Maybe it's because something's not updating or something. But talk to Dave. I hear that there's financing available now. So that's pretty cool. Like from a third party. Really cool. I think that's only happened, right, Dave? I think that's only been like that for the last few weeks, maybe a month or so. I didn't have that one. Yes. Oh, David said yes. Okay. Yeah, there's financing available for the first time in ever. So yeah, that pretty much concludes the webinar today. Yeah. Trade those mornings. Trade those mornings. I'm telling you, what's the saying? Smart money trades in the morning, dumb money trades in the afternoon. Is that what it is? Right? I find that to be very true. Yeah. Okay. Hope everybody got something out of that. We've lost a few people because I've been yapping for so long. I can't believe that so many of you stayed as long as you did. I appreciate everybody. Thanks for being here. We'll see you, I think, next week. Michael might be taking over next week. I'm not sure. If I don't see you next week, then I'll see you in one of the weeks coming up. Yeah, Optimus is something that they're working on. It's an automated version of TachEon TimeWarp. That's going to be a monthly subscription, I believe. But that's going to be, I don't know when that's coming out. I don't have the info on that. But yeah, talk to Dave. There's also versions of TachEon TimeWarp that are fancy, like bells and whistles. I'm showing you the version of the software that is, it'd be like walking into a car lot and to a BMW or a Mercedes, not some crappy car company, BMW or Mercedes, and getting like the standard BMW. You can, though, if you want to talk to Dave, you can get that same BMW that's standard. You know, when standard BMW is still going to have electric windows, air conditioning, all the like the standard stuff. But you can also get that BMW that's like super tricked out with the special rims and the extra liters and cylinders and stuff and shenanigans if you want. And oh, I feel like somebody was knocking on my door. I guess not. But yeah, there's that version too. It's not necessary, but it's pretty freaking cool what it can do. But at the end of the day, it gives you the time signals, and that's what we need. So call David, 727-742-2626. David at backtothefuturetrading.com. My name is Jake Royall, Royall. And my email is Jacob, Jacob, at backtothefuturetrading.com. Thank you everybody for being here. And as Bob Ross would say, if he was a trader, I believe he would say, there are no mistakes in trading. There's only happy accidents. Over and out.